Lotus FM is the official drive. I'm Lloyd Paul and I'm here with Selvan Naidoo from the 1860 Heritage Centre discussing a brand new book that they're currently doing research for, sharing a rich part of South African Indian history. Selvan, tell us more.
Look, this is a very special project. It's a project of the lived experience, and it's something that we're now documenting 25 years into our democracy. You know, there wasn't a lot of time to document our history where so many people were involved with just being able to live. And now's the time we're able to document this history. And as we approach 160 years of indenture next year, I think it's a vital project in telling a people's history.
So we're zoning in on the history of waiters and waitresses from way back in the day. Tell us about this.
Look, the introduction of special servants, let's call them that, was something that took place quite readily from the 1880s up until the turn of the century and so on. There were something like about 30,000 special servants servicing the colonial Natal, particularly the hotels and so on and so forth. So these individuals were very specialized servants, let's call them that were very literate. They needed to speak English, and they obviously tended to the needs of colonial wants. And the colonial wants was being able to be taken care of, particularly in hotels and the homesteads and so on. So they brought part of colonial India to South Africa and being able to further that lifestyle.
Now, Selvan, you've brought along some rich pieces of history in terms of photographs that we're going to share quickly with our listeners and people who are watching this video right now. Take us through some of these great pictures which share moments of history.
There's some very historic pictures from Royal Hotel, particularly when we be able to see how the colonialists had such a brilliant lifestyle, and you see how relaxed they're here. And then you have important pictures, historical pictures, like, for example, supervisors holding a stick in his hand and, brutalizing waiters into submission. Then you have the lived experience, people like, for example, serving in particular hotels that are iconic in Durban. And then you have people who are dressed for the occasion as well. You know, they wanted to romanticize indenture, and then this picture was taken in 1983. But, when you look at this picture, it gives you a sense of what people wanted to replicate, particularly by the 1980s. Look at the dress, for example. And then you have, staff that you see of the Edward Hotel. And you have bellboys, you have managers, you have waiters, you have chefs, all of whom were part of the service and the tourism industry, particularly the 70s, 80s, 90s, going back generations. Great-grandfathers, grandfathers, fathers. My dad was a waiter himself. I even waited at a particular hotel. So, it's an important part of the lived experience. Then you have individuals like Nanda here, who was a waiter in the 1970s at a eatery called Cuban Hat. And today he still lives in abject poverty, still living a hard working existence, quite proudly selling papers. But, it just speaks about the cycle of poverty, and that's something that continues. And it's something to celebrate and being able to acknowledge these individuals who contributed to the economy of KwaZulu-Natal, but also to who we are as a people.
Some great moments of history there captured in these awesome pictures as we take you back in time.
This is a picture of my dad back in Edward Hotel, I think it was. And here he's instructing a waiter, but doing so in a very sort of instructive manner. But, they obviously were friends and they enjoyed their time together. Other pictures like, for example, how they ate at that particular time. This is the smorgasbord at Edward Hotel, very famous buffet that was popular in Durban. Yeah, so, and of course, the story of waiters will not go without Subri Pillay, who owned Pelican Hotel, and he owned Sol Namara. He was known as the millionaire barman. He served at the West End Bar, a very popular man, and he made his riches and was able to buy these two iconic hotels in Chatsworth and was able to make a living. But, he went back and he continued his job as a barman in West End, that is. So, that's an amazing story.
I love old pictures. They always tell a story and capture a moment in history. Selvan, to all our peeps across the world, not just in South Africa, who have pictures like this and would love to share with you, in order to obviously get it to you, what do they need to do?
You can contact me, that's Selvan Naidoo, on 082-498-2614. That's my cell number. Or you can email me at snaidoo@nwood.co.za. Alternatively, you can drop off your photos at the Heritage Centre and speak to Yatin Singh. His contact details is 031-308-1858. We will scan in those images, your photograph, your precious memories, and return them back to you. And we will certainly acknowledge your contribution to the book. But importantly, we want to tell your lived experience, your special people, being able to celebrate these people. So, it's important that you come by and leave these pictures with us so that we record their history.
It's the official drive only on Lotus FM.